Okay. Right. Love, let me start again. Dr. Stevenson love rural evangelism because he believes that the rural area have been neglected in all ramifications of life, because every preachers love to be in the city. By so doing, he takes the gospel to the rural area by evangelizing them. During spreading the gospel, he also donates free Bibles, clothing, foodstuff, and so on, so that people will be provided for both spiritually and physically. Let me repeat this. Ambassador Dr. Stephen Temitope Davidson is a preacher, teacher, speaker, author, certified global mentor, certified global trainer, certified career counselor, certified psychosocial counselor, certified first aid, certified tuberculosis management, and many, many more. We are blessed and privileged this morning to invite Dr. Stephen Temitope Davidson to come and share with us on this very important topic on overcoming fear. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Queen Mother, for another privilege given to me by our Lord Jesus Christ to be one of these great organizations. It's now a movement across the world. Yes, you can international, but changing yourself, changing your mindset, changing your family, changing your career. And you have to know that without God, we can't do nothing. So with you, that means even God cannot do anything without us. That means we have to know that, yes, we can. So on this note, let me say I'm very, very privileged to know you. I'm very happy to associate with this organization. Yes, you can international, and yes, you can international academy. God will continue to strengthen you by all ramifications of life in every area, financially, socially, health-wise, in wisdom, in knowledge and understanding. So today the topic says overcoming fear. Overcoming fear. So we are going to see some of the things that fear brings. Fear is being associated with in all areas of life and how we can overcome fear. So let me start by saying fear is a powerful survival instrument. Fear is a powerful survival instinct that can be protected. You can be protected by fear. You can be put into shame by fear. So that's why it says fear is a powerful survival instinct that can protect you from real danger. That means at times, if you are fearful, you can be protected from danger. However, but it also limit and restrict you. Fear also can protect you and also can limit you and restrict you. When fear is driving, it takes you to a small, safe, and familiar places rather than finding adventure. That means in this organization, when you are afraid, you'll be thinking that, no, I can't. No, I can't. But when there is no fear, you can be able to say, yes, I can. So fear takes you to a small, safe, and familiar places rather than finding adventures in everything, in ongoing off-beaten path. Leaving your comfort zone, trying new things, and facing fear are the best and fastest way to overcome them. Let me repeat that one so that you can be able to. It says, leaving your comfort zone, because when somebody is so fearful, he or she will not be able to leave his or her comfort zone. So leaving your comfort zone, try new things, and facing fears are the best way to overcome fear. You have to take the bulls by the horn. So what is fear? What is fear now? Fear is an emotional response to danger. It's an emotional response to danger and occur on a spectrum from slightly nervous to full-blown panic attack. You can see it's a gradual process. It accumulates in your mindset. You're thinking that you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. There are some people that they are fearful because of marriage, fear of marriage, fear of unknown, fear because no, there's no money, fear of I can't do it, fear of peer group, fear of feminine. Some people are even afraid that, oh, they are male. Some people are afraid they are female. Some people are even afraid that they came from a wealthy family. Some people are also afraid because they came from a poor background. So fear cuts across all our phases of life. Fear begins in a part of brain. Fears begins in a part of brain called amygdala, which is responsible for detecting dangers. When somebody is always fearful, that means he have no positive response. He was always on negative side. I'm fear to drink water. I'm fear to sleep. I'm fear and everything. There's nothing you can do in life, because there's a saying that the most riskiest thing in life is for you not to take a risk. Everything comes with fear, but how do your mindset now change from I cannot do it to yes, I can do it? So we see that when the amygdala senses danger, it sets off the fight or the flight response, which changes how our body feels, our minds work, and how we behave. That means fear is part of all the five senses. What you are seeing, what you hear, what you taste, everything that compasses of human being, it comes with fear. But the problem is that how are you going to change that mindset? How are you going to be among the people that can encourage you? How are you going to, like this masterclass, no matter how fearful you are, if you have been following from day one to this one, I believe maybe one fear or the other must be able to leave you, because every segment is dealing with our mindset. Every segment is dealing that, yes, you can. As you see people that are giving lectures, people that are participating, they are one way or the other in their life encounter fear. But by today, they are able to come over that fear and they are saying, yes, I can. So fear and anxiety, people mistakenly put them together, but they are two different things. Anxiety and fear, they are two different things. So let's see fear versus anxiety. Fear versus anxiety. Why the symptoms of anxiety and fear are identical? They are identical. They are triggered by different kinds of situation and context. Most of the time, fear is triggered by real and immediate danger in our environment. Fear is triggered by the real sense of it. It has happened to somebody. It has something that is real. Fear is something that is real. But when it comes to anxiety, anxiety is not real. Anxiety is not real. It's just a way of your response, that what you are unable to see, what you think that you can't achieve. So that is anxiety. But fear is a real thing. It's triggered by what is real things, immediate danger in our environment, like a loud noise, a sound movement. But anxiety, on the other hand, is most triggered by worried. Many people are worried of what they are yet to even know, what they are yet to even encounter. So we can see that fear and anxiety, they are two different things, but both of them brings fear. Fear is the mother of anxiety. Fear is the one that gave birth to anxiety. Something that is not there, you'll be thinking that is there. That is anxiety. Something that you can do, but you'll be afraid to start it. You'll be afraid to go into it. You'll be afraid to confront it. So let's see the symptoms of fear. The symptoms of fear. The symptoms of fear can be mild, moderate, or severe. When mild, fear can show up as a feeling nervous, jittery, restlessness, or easily started. As fear becomes more severe, it usually causes increase in heart rate. You see, when fear, your heart will be beating fast. And by the time you now encounter all those things and you are able to overcome it, oh, this thing is, he want to kill me. No, that thing is not going to kill you. You are the one that is even going to die before the death comes. Why? Because of fear. Because of the symptoms. It's mild, it can be moderate, it can be severe. When mild fear shows up feeling, it becomes nervous, jittery, restlessness, and easily started. As fear becomes more severe, it usually causes increase in heart rate, respiration. You see some people, when they are afraid, they'll be going to toilet, they'll be restless. For them, they can't be able to sleep, they can't be able to stand up, even to eat. when they eat, they will vomit it. Why? Because fear will destroy every organs of your body. That's why in the scripture, Bible says, fear not, fear not, fear not, is being written at least 365 days times, 355 times. And then when you are waking up every day, fear not, fear not. You see that you can cover the whole year without having a single iota of fear. So blood pressure. Fear can also cause blood pressure. These changes are what causes the symptoms of a panic or anxiety attack, including dizziness. There are some people, when they are afraid, they will say, let me go and sleep. They will be dizzy, including dizziness, nausea, heart palpitation, or chest pain. These are the symptoms that when you are experiencing it, you'll be able to know that something is wrong. It's either anxiety or fear. We have worry. People worried, dread, and catastrophe. Confusion, racing thoughts, and disorientation. When fear enters, it brings disorientation. You see fear in the family, the husband or the wife, they can't even have good orientation. They can't even have a good conversation. They can't have good communication within the children. The children, when they hear the hooting of the car of their parents, some of them will run as if something is chasing them. Why? Because of fear. Some wife, when they just hear the husband coming back home, fear will be there. Some people that are even pregnant, fear can make pregnancy to come down. Fear can make you to be making errors, unnecessary errors. Why? Because you are afraid of on something that is not real. Something that is not real. Pounding or racing of heartbeat, your heartbeat, stomach pain, nausea, and all those things. We have a lot of, let's see common types of fear. There are so many common types of fear, but we are going to mention but a few. A fear, number one, that people are very common to. Fear is a common emotion that everyone will experience, no matter who you are. Maybe you are prayerful, maybe you are spiritually, maybe no matter what. Well, our Lord Jesus Christ, when he got to a certain stage, the fear came upon him. He says, Father, if it's very possible, let this cup move away from me, because he saw what is going to pass through. Likewise, you and I, the fear will be there, but how are you going to overcome it? Fear is a common emotion. It's a common emotion because our five senses have to react to outward things as a human being, which everyone will experience. But the types of fear people experience differs. Some fears are almost universal. But your personality, psychosocial makeup, and past experience influence what makes kind of situation trigger your fear responses. For example, certain traumatic experience can cause you to develop new fears and phobias, or can threaten and intensify of your fear. So let's see the types of fear that people are always moving into or are afraid. Number one is about a fear of failure. Fear of failure. Nobody wants to fail. And failure is part of progress. Nobody wants to fail, and failure is part of progress. So how are you going to do it? One of the inspirational speaker and author says, he says, you must not, it's not a sin to fall, but it's a sin to remain where you fall. So you must not stay at the middle of the road. So fear makes you to stay at the middle of the road. And then when you stay at the middle of the road, car will bash you, car will trash you. So the most riskiest thing is for you not to take a risk because of fear of failure. Anybody, any great man that we can think of today, mention them, perfect that person, they have failed in one way or the other. No matter who you are, you must be, because it says, you have, it says, perfect. Before you can be perfect, you have to go under training. And by the time you are going through under training, you'll be making some little errors. And that little errors is not an error. It's a way to train you so that you will not be able to fall into that thing again. And you'll be able to say experience is the best teacher. Where you fail today, you'll be able to learn how you fail. So number one is about fear of failure. People don't want to fail. And if you don't want to fail, you can't be progress. There will be no progress, no matter who you are. You have to make errors for you to be progressive. The fear of failing in is something most people struggle with at some point in their lives. I don't want to fail. I don't want to start this thing. If I start it, if I didn't say, if I start it, if nobody comes, if I start it, if I fail, yes, at least you have started something. In school, when we are in school, if you score 0, we still be joking that at least you score 0. There are some people that did not even score 0. They are not there. Next time, if this such question comes out, you will pass more than those people that do not start for that exam. It can show up as a perfectionist, performance anxiety, or even a pattern of playing it safe, avoiding the spotlight. Anybody that is afraid to fail, afraid to fall, you can't be in the spotlight. You will be in an obscure place where there will be darkness. If you want to be in where there will be light, you must first of all fail, no matter who you are. Number 2, fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. Many people, they already rejected themselves, not to talk of people rejecting them. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection comes in a way that you yourself, you already rejected yourself. So I can't do it. Who am I? Nobody has done it in our family. Oh, if I say something now, they will not even hear me. They will not even. That's what is happening between husband and wife. That is what is happening between husband and children. That is what is happening in our society. Fear of rejection. Say, who am I? Where am I going to see this thing? You have rejected yourself. And if you rejected yourself, nobody can accept you until you change your mindset that, oh no, I can do it. So fear of rejection. The fear of rejection is a social fear that is especially common in people who struggle with social anxiety. Social anxiety, especially with people that deal with people. You see yourself as low esteem. You rejected and said that, oh, I can't speak English. Oh, I don't have money. Oh, I came from the poor background. Oh, I'm a black person. Oh, I'm a female. Oh, I'm a male. So those are the things, fear of rejection. So where am I going to start from? You already rejected yourself. That fear comes from within. So therefore, this fear can keep people from developing close relationships. There are some people that they're supposed to marry some people. They say, it's not my worth. Oh, where am I going to start? Oh, can't you see the cash he's driving? Can't you see where she's coming from? But when you are able to interact with them, some people that are that you think that they are high up there, when you move closer to them, they still need you for them to be at the top, for them to still be at the top. So being authentic, you have to be authentic. If you have to, in everything, you have to be authentic. You have to be authentic or opening up to others who might criticize, judge, or reject them. You don't want to be criticized. You don't want to be judged. That means you are already judging yourself. You don't want to criticize. That means you are criticizing yourself. So that is what fear brings. That is the foundation of fear. Another types of fear is a fear of abandonment. Fear of abandonment. We see that this thing usually happens, especially when women are moving to 30, 34, 35. They say, no man will marry me now. No man will marry. They will start looking. They are really want to be start looking for marriage. They thought they are the one. You don't know that you are the one that already abandoned yourself. Nobody that God created that God can abandon. He says, I'm with you forever. So nobody can abandon you until you abandon yourself. So fear of abandonment, the fear of being abandoned is also common, especially in people who experience abandonment or neglect in childhood. So I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Thinking that when you move into one relationship or into friendship, they will accept you. No, if you don't change your mindset that, yes, I'm a human being. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I have something to contribute. Yes, I have this to do. You are not, that means you are already abandoning yourself until you come to your real sense that, yes, I'm a human being. Yes, these people are doing it. Yes, I can do it. You don't abandon yourself. It is people that is, you'll be thinking they abandon you. No, you are the one that already abandoned you. Why? Because of fear. So the fear of being abandoned is also common, especially in people that are being abandoned in childhood. Abandonment issues are, and fear can show up as a fear of being alone. Oh, I don't want to be alone. Oh, that's why some people move into marriages, into friendship, into so many places. And at the end, you can be in a relationship, you can be in a marriage, and still yet can be abandoned. Why? Because you are the one that already abandoned yourself. And there's nothing that anybody can do that will bring you out from that fear until you change your mindset that, no, I can't be abandoned. I must be able to stand up and take my stance. Another one is what I call fear of dying or becoming healed. Some people, when they have, oh, this sickness is the one that killed my father. Oh, is he not going to kill me now? It's a fear. It's a fear. Bible says, no, we are not going to die, but to live. So where do you keep all those things? Say, oh, this stomach is the one that killed my grandchildren, is the one that killed my great-great-grandfather. He has started again. Oh, they will now be talking because of fear. So fear of dying or becoming healed. I don't want to be healed. I don't want to be. When we study our Bible in the book of Job, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, when it goes to chapter 3, Job said, the thing that I fear most is what came to me. The problem of Job came because he was afraid. He was afraid. He doesn't want to lose his family. He doesn't want to lose his property. He doesn't want to lose anything. So anything you don't want to lose, you want to guide it jealously, you will lose it. So Job lost everything because of fear, because he was the one that said, I don't want to lose. Let me make this sacrifice. Maybe my children have offended God. Let me do this. Let me do that. But at the end, he lost it. Why? Because Satan came through that spirit of fear. So this fear also, if you are saying, oh, I don't want to die, I don't want to be sick, that sickness that you said, it killed your parents, it killed your grandchildren, it killed everything, that thing is the one that is going to kill you. Why? Because fear makes demons and devil to come in. So the fear of death or dilapidating illness is one of the most universal fear. And some psychologists believe this fear is the root of all others. The fear of dying can manifest in variety of ways, including phobia related to flying, height, spider, and illness, anxiety, or health obsessive compulsive disorder. This fear can also extend to fear of loved one dying or becoming ill. So we have to know that in our life, it's an emotion. Fear is an emotion that you and I can control. By what? By our mindset. Bible says in the book of Romans chapter 12, verse 1, 2, and 3, it says, we must not conform with the world. The way the world is panicking, you must not be panicked. When there was fear, when there was problem in the book of Mark, Bible says Jesus was sleeping. And they woke him up that, Master, we are afraid. You don't even care that we want to die. Jesus was not fearful. Then he was calm, because when you are too fearful, for you to even put some things in order, you'll be making more errors. You'll be making more errors. You have to be calm down. You calm yourself down, calm your nerves, and change your orientation, change your mindset. Another one is what I call fear of being trapped or stuck. You don't want to be trapped in a situation. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to be in one position. You'll be afraid. Those are the things that happens when a relationship are not. You see some people, or when one of the spouse died, the other spouse, for him or her to move on, it will be very difficult. Fear, you don't want to lose, you don't want to be trapped in one position. The fear of being trapped or stuck in another core fear that relates to the needs of freedom, choice, and independence. This fear can manifest as a fear of commitment, a fear of confinement, or even a fear of small pieces. So you have to know that all these things are because you are afraid. There is no vacuum, there is no restriction, there is no limitation for you, but you are the one that is bringing limitation for yourself, for your family, for your spouse, for your company, for you to progress. Why? Because of fear. Another one is what I call a fear of losing control. Fear of losing control. The fear of losing control is also common called fear and correspond to the natural urge to avoid feeling powerless or helplessness. The fear can show up as a fear of going crazy, having nervous breakdown, saying or doing something destructive, or not being able to control our emotions or impulsive. You know that fear, at times you see some people, they will say, yeah, leave him or her. He or she, he has lost his mind. He has lost her mind. What is mind? Because he or she was unable to control that mindset. So that means he will be doing things extraordinarily. When he says somebody should laugh, he will laugh extraordinarily. When he says somebody should keep quiet, he will keep quiet extraordinarily. He will just be doing something in opposite direction. That's fear of losing control. Because you want to control yourself. Now you are controlling yourself more than you're supposed to do. So that's fear of losing control. Another one is what I call fear of meaningless. This fear, the fear of meaninglessness, is a form of external anxiety that centers around a loss of life purpose, direction. That means you say, this life, I'm useless. You see some people will be telling you, I'm useless. My life, I don't even. That's why at the end they commit suicide. Why? Because the life have no meaning for them, unto them. To them, they thought they have failed. Let me put it that way. They thought they have failed, which means that failure is a part to progress. That failure is a part to success. So because you have failed in one thing doesn't mean you can't try it again. You try it again and again and again and again and again. So there is no life that is meaningless. It is you that put it in your mind that, oh, my life is meaningless. Your life is not, because the way some people are looking up to you, they place you in more high value places. But because your mindset is corrupt, you thought that everything is meaningless. So let's see how, because of our time, positive and negative effect of fear. Positive and negative effect of fear. Why fear is uncomfortable? A person responsible to fear determines whether it becomes problematic or not. We can see that now. Positive or negative effect. So when fear comes, is it going to be problematic or not? What are you seeing in that fearful situation? Are you going to allow it to bring problem to you, or you are the one who is going to bring problem to the fear? If you allow fear to bring problem to your life, there will be problem. So, but you yourself bring problem, give that fear problem. Where it's just like troubleshooting. It's just like troubleshooting. When you study the book of Kings, Bible says, and the Goliath used to come for 40 days. He was troubleshooting, giving them fear. And Bible says, anytime he came forward, all of them will run away. But one man, one little lad, who is this person that is troubleshooting us? Bible says he ran towards it. He did not allow Goliath to run towards him. He ran towards. So in terms of fear, run towards that fear. Run towards it. Charge it. You will see that the fear will become useless. Because fear also is a spirit. He also afraid of us. When you take action, when you take step, it will pave way for you. But when you sit down and be thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I'm useless. I can't do it. You are complaining. So it will now become a problem, which means you yourself, you become a problem to your problem. But be a problem to that fear, and you will see how that fear will run away from you. So benefit of overcoming fear. I have at least 10. Because of time, I have at least 10 benefits of overcoming fears. Number 1, identify and understand yourself or the fear. You have to identify, where is this fear coming from? What is this fear about? Who is this bringing this fear? How is it coming about? So sometimes what we fear the most is what we most need to do. By Tim Ferriss. Sometimes what we fear most is what we most need to do. You can see that what you are afraid is what you're supposed to do. Maybe, for example, when I wanted to start the university, I was afraid that, well, I'm not going to start. But I didn't know that that is what is my calling. That is what I'm supposed to do. So anything you are afraid of for, anything that you are afraid to do, that is your calling. Anything that you are afraid to do, that is going to be, that is the thing that will catapult you to another level. But the devil will be bringing further. Don't do it. Don't do it, because he knew that that is your calling. That is where God wants to use you. He wants you to neglect it and move to another place, because sometimes what we fear the most is what most we need to do. Identify and understand your fear. The first step to overcoming a fear is to identify what you are afraid and understood why. Why are you afraid in this thing? Why is it that when others are doing it, and why are you afraid? Others are doing it. Others are saying, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. But you are sitting down. No, I can't. It's not meant for me. It's meant for intellectual. It's meant for a woman. It's meant for a baby. It's meant for rich people. It's meant, no. Those people that are doing it, they have the same brain. They have the same ear. They have the same eyes. Everything that they have is not true. The same thing that they have is, the only thing that is different is the mindset. They are able to work on their mindset and bring what is inside of them. They are able to identify with it and be able to get hold of it. But you are identifying the problem, and you are not identifying yourself. So you have to identify and understand why. This step is essentially because you can't face fear unless you know what it is. You cannot face fear unless, for example, if some people are running towards direction, and you are running towards another direction. So until you say, why are they running? What makes them to be running? At least maybe you ask somebody, why are you running? But you follow them and you started running. By the time they get to where they are going, say, why are you running? Oh no, we just want to catch up with a train. But the where you are going is different. So you yourself, you have to first of all know why, identify it. But many of us, we don't identify why we are afraid. We just see that people just told us that people cannot do that thing. It's not possible. When Obama says first Black America, Black Africa, who knows that an African man can be a president? When says, I have a dream that one day a Black man will rule America. But it came to pass. It came to pass. Anybody can be anything based on your what? On your imagination, based on your what? On your mindset. If you want to become poor based on your mindset, you have to identify, why is my parent poor? Why is African poor? So you too, you have, okay, no, I will never be poor. I have to change maybe the way my father used to fish, maybe the way my father used to go to farm, maybe the way my mother used to do things. That's the reason why they become poor. So you too, because they are doing the same thing, you are doing the same thing because they are afraid. So you must be able to identify and understand it. When you identify the problem, understand how to unlock the problem. Number two, fears. Number two, about tips on how to overcome fears. Face your fears gradually. Face your fear gradually. That's number two. We must travel in the direction of our fear, says John Barryman. We must travel in the direction of our fear, just like an eagle. An eagle faces the direction of the wind. We just spread its wing, and the wing will be the one to lift the eagle up. When those birds that are falling down, is because they are not going to where the wind are going. So you have to face the direction of our fear. Don't back it. Face it squarely. Face it squarely, as if both of you are in a ring. Well, but when you back it, or you are running away from it, it will be running after you. But face it squarely the way David faced Goliath. While there are some different approaches to getting over fear, almost all approaches uses principle of exposure therapy. Exposure therapy for anxiety help people to face their fears. For when you don't face your fear, that's why you see some people at times when they call, pastor, pray for me. I say, why can't you pray for yourself? Why can't you pray for yourself? The tongue that I have, you have the tongue. The two hands I have, we are praying to the same God. So why are you looking for intermediary? Why? Because they are afraid. Maybe their prayer will never be answered. Maybe, you have to face it gradually by gradually. So that by the end of time, you will be able to be exposed all the fears in your mind, all the fears in your marriages, the fears in your business. Once you have identified your fear and worked to understand it, you will be more prepared to make a plan to gradually face and overcome it. After identifying, after understanding, is by working on it gradually, little by little, little by little. Most experts recommend starting with facing smaller fears. You start with smaller fears. Oh, I'm afraid to take a step. Take a step. You see a baby, when they want to walk, they will take a step and sit down. They will take a step and sit down. Little by little, when they see that they can be walking, that's when you see them, they start running. You can't see a baby that he just stood up today and start running. You have to face the fear little by little, little by little, little by little. By the end, you will see that you will overcome everything without any problem. So some people, the problem is that they will love to identify the problem of others' fear. Because everybody, every individual have different types of phobia, have different types of fear. What I'm afraid, there are some people, they are afraid of cockroaches. Whereas some people, they are not even afraid of cockroaches. There are some people, they are afraid of different things. And when you are now see somebody that is afraid of cockroaches, and you too, you are saying you are afraid of cockroaches, that means you will not be able to work on your own phobia. You will not be able to work on your own fear. You'll be working on another track. You'll be helping others to work on their own fear, whereas you are neglecting your own. That's the reason you must not imitate. You must not imitate anybody in terms of fear. If you want to overcome your fear, don't imitate. Don't follow multitude to chase cloud. Face your own problem. Face your own problem. If not, at the end, you will see that the fear is still there. Number 3, use mindfulness to stay grounded. Mindfulness, this one is very, very good. When we are talking about mindfulness, Eckhart Tolle says, wherever you are, be totally there. Wherever you are, be totally there. For example, if you are part and parcel of a Yes You Can International, make sure you are there. Spiritually, physically, emotionally. Because if you are not noticed, if your presence is not welcome, or if your presence is not noticed, when you are absent, your absence is not going to be needed. Your absence, will not even notice that somebody is not there. So anywhere you are, if you want to overcome fear, anywhere you are, make sure that all your senses are there. So that's what Eckhart Tolle says. He says, wherever you are, be totally there. What does it mean? When you feel afraid, one of the best and simplest methods to calm down is to use grounding techniques. What does it mean? Grounding techniques is a mindfulness skill by anxiety that involves using one of your senses to keep you connect to the ear now. Ear now. You can use your ear to know the sound. You can, if something is, maybe the place is hot, you'll be able to feel that this place is hot or it's cold. You have to use your senses, your five senses to know how to overcome the fear in that environment. Don't just do something without being grounded. Because if you are running, for the example, maybe there's a earthquake somewhere and you are running towards where the earthquake is. No, you have to stay. Use your 5 senses to be grounded. That means you have to be where you are for you to know the direction or the process or what to do next. So therefore, said, when you feel afraid, one of the best things and simplest method is to calm down, is to use grounding techniques. Grounding is a mindful skill for anxiety that involves using one of your senses to keep you connected to the ear now, not there, to keep you connected to the ear now, for you to be able to move to another direction. If it is to move to the left or to move to the right or to stay where you are. But if you are not there, if you are not here now, it will be very difficult for you to be to overcome that fear. For example, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is the 5 senses into things you can hear. That's the 5 senses. So you have to know how to use in the olden days when our grandma, when they just look at you, you know what they are saying. You know instantly. Why? Because they are there. Their body is there. Their mind is there. Everything is there. Number 4 is what I call don't feed fear with worries thoughts. Don't feed worries. Don't feed your fears with worries and your thoughts. Because what fear eats, what fear drinks is your worry, is your ignorance, is your thoughts and your word. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. What you are saying, you don't know you are planting. It's a seed that you are planting. You are giving to that fear to eat. You are making the fear to become fat. So it's not left for you not to feed your fear with worries thoughts. What Greg Howard, he says, feed the things you want to grow and starve the things that you gotta go. Anything that you don't want it to grow, don't feed it. And anything you want it to grow, make sure you feed it with fertilizer, with manure. So don't feed your fear with your words, with your action, with anything. Make sure you starve it. If you don't know what to say, you keep quiet. If you don't know any action to take, you stay calm. You stay calm. Number 5, be active to get rid of nervous energy. You have to be active to get rid of nervous energy. Anxiety and fear produces energy. Anxiety and fear. You see some people when they are afraid, after everything, say, I'm just tired. I'm drained up. Why? Because you have fear. That's what the fear feed. It says anxiety and fear produces energy where we focus that energy noticeably affect the quality of our lives. Affect the qualities of our life. There are some people, when they are traveling, the vehicle must have passed where they're supposed to drop. They will just be thinking, be afraid. After some time, say, sir, man, where are you going to drop? Say, have I passed my station? Why? Because the anxiety. The anxiety. Some people, maybe they are going for interview, the anxiety. They have everything they know everything, but by getting there, the anxiety will make their brain to be dried. Why? Because of anxiety. They put their energy into anxiety instead of them to put their energy into what they are going to achieve. And when the fear and the anxiety already eating up your wisdom, eating up your brain, what are you going to deliver? There'll be nothing. That's why you see some spouse at home fighting because their energy has been channeled into anxiety. How am I going to pay the school fees? How am I going to? Instead of you to see why, what is happening? We look for ways. What is going to happen? When? So those are the things. Don't just be looking for why. Look for how. Look for when and other things. Number 6, spend more time with loved ones. To overcome your fear, spend more times with loved ones. You have, that's your loved one at times when they see you, when they know that your morale is down. When your loved one sees you, they know that something is wrong with you. They will just ask you, but you are not like this in the morning. When you are going to office, what happened? They know, but when you are not with your loved ones, fear will always be coming. So you have to spend more time with the loved one. What Paul Bloom says, human beings are social creatures, and we are happier and better when connected to others. Human beings are social creatures, and we are better, happier when we connect with others. If you don't have people around you, there are some people that you can call them, chat with them, so that the fear, you just narrate with them. This is what I'm going through. Maybe that person has passed through such a thing, and he or she will be able to lead you. But when you just, oh, I don't want people to know what I'm passing through. Oh, Bible, there's a saying in your language, says, just sickness is just like, it says, don't expose me so that I can kill you. That's fear. Don't expose me so that I can kill you, but expose me so that people shout out, this is what I'm facing. Let them make guess of you. At least in as much you are able to solve the problem. Let people make guess of you, but you are solving the problem. By the time 2 or 3 people come to your aid, you see that that fear of unknown will move away. So spend more time with your loved one. Research shows that social interaction has incredibly important effect on physical and mental health. When you interact, when you laugh, when you joke, when you share things, you see that the hormones that will be coming out, you will be happy, you will be relieved, as if something has been taken away from your head. But when you are alone, you can't do it, because maybe you have do so many things, there is no way. But when by the time you start interacting with others, by bringing ideas, you will see that there will be way for you. Number 7, how to overcome your fear. Use radical acceptance to battle fears. Use radical acceptance to battle fear. What you resist persists. What you resist persists. If you don't resist, it will be keeping persisting until you resist it. The Bible says in the book of James, says, resist the devil and he will flee away from you. But if you don't resist it, I've resolved to my fate. That's what some people, some Christians say, what will be, will be. You are saying what will be, will be. It's not going to be better. It's you to stand up. Bible says in the book of Acts, in the book of Y.Y.C.I, it says, arise, arise and shall. It's a commandment. Arise and fight. Arise and conquer. Arise and possess. But if you say, okay, God knows, God knows, God knows. No, God, yes, God knows. But in the book of Jeremiah, it says, call upon me. So you have to resist. Resist it, that this thing, I don't want it. This fear, I don't want it. And if you don't resist it, it will keep coming. So according to the wisdom of acceptance and commitment therapy, for anxiety, resisting our fearful thought and feeling cause bigger problem for us than just accepting it. I've accepted it. You don't know. God doesn't want you to accept bad things. It is the fear that, oh, if I take a step now, if I fail, what will people do? So resist it. Number 9, ride the wave of anxiety in your body. Ride the wave of anxiety in your body. John Kabat-Zinn said, you can't control the wave, but you can learn to surf. You can't control. The waves will be coming, but all those people, all those boys or men that used to surf, you see them that the wave will be the one to be taking them up and down. So when you do those things, your fear will take you to another place. We take you to another. Don't just relax. A lot of people get stuck in anxiety and fear for a long period of time because they make the mistake of trying to think their ways out of fear rather than just letting themselves feel it. It's in the beginning it says it's an emotion, a way of life. Fear is a way of life. It's an emotion. So you have to know that at times fears will take you to and connect you with good people. Yeah. So you have to know that the steps, let's see, the steps for processing feelings of anxiety or fear in your body. Tune into the part of your body where your fear is, usually in your stomach or chest, and notice the feelings and sensation there. Imagine that your anxiety is like a wave rising up inside of you and visualizing the color, size, shape of the wind. close your eyes and track the movement of the wave rising for you to be able to be following into the direction that is going to lead you and how you'll be able to get into that destination. Number 9, keep expanding your comfort zone. For you to be able to overcome fear, you have to keep expanding your comfort zone. Your comfort zone, make sure you keep expanding. Don't let fear put you in a box. Don't let it put you into a box or in a tight corner. Keep expanding. Keep expanding. Nothing in nature stands still. You have to know that nothing in nature stands still. Everything strives and move forward. It is you. You are thinking you are not moving forward, but your age is moving forward. So it is your mentality, it is your mindset that you are thinking, oh, things are not working. It is your mindset that is telling you that you know that you have not achieved anything. If your brain or your mindset say you have not achieved anything, tell your brain at least I've achieved another age today. So by the time you see all those things, by the time you accumulate all those things, you see that there's no fear anyway. The fear is from you. You are the one that is creating that fear through your mentality. Number 10, act your value. Act on your values instead of your fears. Act on your value. You have a value. Your value is your price. Your value is your price, is the marketplace. Your value, no matter who you are, your value, you will see some people that will still come and tell you, we need this advice from you. And when you are able to package that idea, you sell it into the world and you'll be making some things because your value is your money in the marketplace. So act on your value instead on your fear. When you act on your value instead of your fear, you will see that the things are very easy. Number 11, the last one is what I call look for a mentor, a trainer, people that you can relate to, people that you can pour your heart to. I used to tell people that, oh, Jesus is you can't tell Jesus everything. Jesus is up there. That's why he created people around you, for you to interact. Oh, this is what I'm facing. Yes, that person can say, okay, we put everything in the hands of God, but you have to look for mentor. Look for people that can mentor you in terms of these things that we call fear, because they have already passed through that journey. They know the route, they know the journey, they know where they fail, they know where they fall, they know why they fall, they know what causes it. They will be able to impact on you. They'll be able to lead you. They'll be able to guide you in every facet of life. Lastly, let me put this one that I say how to measure progress in overcoming fear. How to measure progress in overcoming fears. There isn't a set amount of time that takes to overcome fear. That is, there's no amount of time. Oh, I want to overcome my fear in 3 days or 4 days. No. Somebody can overcome his or her own fear for 20 years. That's where mentor comes in. So that mentor, maybe he has been overcoming fear for 20 or 30 years, but by the time he mentors you, so within 20 minutes, you will overcome it. Because that mentor has reduced the time frame for you to overcome that fear. Why? Because he or she has experienced that thing. And when he tells you or she tells you emphatically, and you obey and follow that instruction, you will see that it's very simple. There isn't set amount of time that it takes to overcome fear. And everyone's experience may be a little different. Still, there is a lot of research to support that exposure therapy of facing your fears works quickly, and many people see progress in your few seasons, because each season involves facing something that is scare you. Your anxiety level will probably get worse before they get better. You have to know that. It's just like somebody already built a house, and he says, come and help me patch it. He said, if you want to patch this thing, you are going to destroy it. So the best thing is to destroy and build. So to build takes time. So don't be thinking, I'm supposed to get out. No, you have to know your anxiety level will probably get worse before it gets better. For this reason, the frequency, intensity, and duration of your anxiety isn't a good way to track your progress, at least not early on. Here are some ways to measure your progress in overcoming fear. Number one, how consistent you are with reducing avoidance of fear. Are you consistent in reducing an avoidance of fear? So those are the things you have to know. Let me avoid this thing. There are some things you do you can't change. You just avoid it. You let it go. How often you change yourself to face a fear? How often you change yourself to face a fear? How much you are able to venture outside of your comfort zone, to start new things, to meet new friends, to go into another business? How often? Or you are just at your comfort zone? You must not be in your comfort. How often you try something new or go somewhere different? Some people, because of fear, they don't want to try anything new. Why? Because they don't want to fail. How many times you tested out new coping skill? Oh, coping skill. Your consistency with attending therapy season to help overcome fear. Therapy season is what we are doing. This masterclass is one of the therapy season. It's rather unfortunate. Many they don't attend all these things. It's what they let me pray. No, prayer works, but there are some things that prayer will never do. you learn. Bible says power, knowledge is power. When you acquire knowledge, when you put it, at times you don't need prayer. Lastly, how often you apply the skill you learn in therapy outside of season? How many times all of us that we have been attending this masterclass, what we have learned, how many times have we put it into practice? Or we just say, oh, for people to know that I'm attending a masterclass. Oh, for people to know I have. No, it is about what you learn and how you put it into practice. When you put all these things together, you will see that just to overcome fear is just a matter of time. And fear, where is the fear coming from? It's you. Who causes the fear? You. Wow, it's you. Everything, the 5H is you. But how are you going to solve it? It's your mindset. When you change your mindset, your focus will change, your drive will change, your thinking will change, everything about you will change, and you will see fear as if it's a favor into your life in every areas of life. On this note, I round it off and I say thank you, ma. God bless you.
Oh, you've really broken it down, overcoming fear. Because every one of us, we are always afraid of one thing or the other. Is that because of what we've learned, or what we've heard other people saying, or what we've read, or the situation that is going on around us, or even the challenges we are facing? So every one of us, and we can overcome it. And that is why we are here on this master class. And we've invited Ambassador Dr. Stevenson Davidson to come and share with us on this overcoming the fear. Because if you don't overcome this fear, it will hold you back. If you don't overcome this fear, it will limit you. If you don't overcome this fear, it will stop you. If you don't overcome this fear, you will not be happy, because you might be doing what by limiting yourself, you might be doing less than what you can do. So that is why it is so important that we break free. We break ourselves free from fear. Fear is just like they said, is something that has not happened that we are afraid of. We are only afraid of what is not going to happen. And that is why it is real, but we can overcome it. We can break free from it, and we can break the barrier. Sometimes fear of what people say to us can hold us for a long time. For example, they might be telling you the negative consequences of that thing if you take action. If you depend on that, you won't move forward. When you have fear, you can't progress. When you even have fear, you can't relate with others. Have you heard something like they said, all men are the same? It's the fear created
Yes.
by some people. Because of their own experience, they can go around polluting the mind of others and say, all men or all women are the same, you know. But when you make up your mind that I came to this world by myself, I will leave this world by myself, why will I depend my life on other people's opinion? Fear is the only thing that will make you to be that will make you to believe in others instead of believing in yourself. So you've shared a very important topic with us today, and I want to say thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for all our great leaders that has joined us on Facebook. Thank you for our champion, our mentor, our leader. I am not perfect. I know you are not perfect. Thank you, Professor Carradine, for joining us this morning. I know you are not perfect. Okay.
But I am limited edition.
Oh, okay. Not perfect, but limited edition.
Yeah. But just to add to what you said,
Yes, yes,
Prof.
yes,
Quinn,
please.
you were saying about fear of the unknown.
Mm,
That is something that everybody sometimes go to, the fear of the unknown. That
mm,
is what something, more often than not holds
yeah,
people back. So
yes.
if you are too fearless,
Mm-hmm,
sometimes it's just something that you put on.
mm,
But actually deep down inside you, the fear of the unknown is
mm,
something you cannot take away. It will be there with everyone. I'm
mm.
sure Ambassador Dr. Stephen
David.
Davidson would agree with me. Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
and when you were saying something about being equal, all men, and I remember that all men are created equal, all men are born equal. I like to add a little bit to that.
Mm-hmm,
Some are more equal than others.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right?
Definitely. Yes.
And when they say all men, I think at that point in time when they invented that quote, it's meant to be men and women. That's why they use the word men. Of course, today it's no more acceptable. Because today we will call that gender bias. You
Mm,
cannot say men, okay? You need to say person, things like that.
okay. Yeah.
I always remind people, especially today, I think people are very sensitive about this, male and female, men and women. You have to make sure that you are not gender biased.